Well, okay, everybody. Listen, apparently everybody's very upset with me now. I can't remember ever getting so many messages, nasty phone calls. Quite frankly, I don't know how so many people are getting my number coming up blocked, of course, because you want to call me names and threaten me and all this kind of nonsense because I have an opinion. After almost 12 years of doing this, supporting the conservative movement, but when I see things that I disagree with, I get a lot of backlash. It's okay. I'm not mad about it. I'm a big boy. It's not my first rodeo, but we'll be right back here on the Dag Show, and we'll talk about it. Let's get this party started.
The following show contains language and situations that may be offensive to most people. The views portrayed in the following program are solely the views of the DAG and or guests of the DAG show, and may offend, anger, disgust, hurt, outrage, shock, antagonize, annoy, nauseate, and occasionally disgruntle listeners. Do not use the DAG show if you're allergic to the DAG show or any ingredients of the DAG show. Please use discretion while listening to the DAG show around monkeys, feral cats, rabbis, baristas, retired city workers, persons named Tom, Olympic cyclists, your mother's ass, third shift Amazon workers, and or past members of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. If you have any problems listening to the following show, shove them. No one cares, because he's the DAG and you're not.
Hold on, I gotta tag some people! Except you people.
All right, guys, how are you? I had no idea so many people were going to get so upset with me. People are saying, "What did you turn liberal?" People calling me on the phone, yelling at me. I've been told that now I support raping children and babies, and children having their genitals cut off. This is fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So let me try and address this the best way I can and try and do a better job than I did in my earlier video, before I've had my shower and a cup of coffee. So there's all this talk about who's saying what now, okay? I've read a lot of different reports. The Olympic Committee made an apology, and then I also read that they came out initially and said, look, some of you might not agree with this performance, but we're going to run it anyway. We're sorry if we offend anybody. That it wasn't planned, part of that, to look like the Last Supper. And then some of the people who acted in it say it was on Twitter, and who cares? I'm not going to change my position here like this. But I do want to illustrate a couple of points here and how hypocritical everybody sounds. What you're asking me to do, and this is what somebody said to me very angrily today in an exchange I had on the phone from a follower who I respect very much, is that I'm supposed to turn all people who cross-dress, get involved in that pageantry, who are trans, who are transvestites, who are gay. I'm supposed to take them all, lump them into one, and hate them all because I hate the radical segment of that movement. I don't think that's fair because every movement, including the conservative movement, has a very radical right. And the Democrats have a very radical left. And there's anarchists, and there's, independents, and there's libertarians, and there's all kinds of, and every one of those has somebody, a small margin of them who are very radical. I'm not going to marginalize everybody or hate on everybody simply because of a performance at the Olympics in France. I'm not going to hate all gay people or people who like to cross dress and get involved in all that. I'm not going to hate on them. I have a lot of gay friends. By that theory, what somebody said to me is that they're predators. So then everybody who is gay and trans or struggling with psychological is a fucking predator. By that logic, then I have to look, because black people commit the highest margin percentage of violent crime, I should hate all black people and assume they're all murderers and violent. It's ridiculous. I should look at all Asian or Vietnamese people and say, well, a lot of your fucking army back in the 60s and 70s fucking hidden tunnels and where they were fucking crazy. So you must be that. I'm going to hate all Vietnamese people now. I'm going to hate all Japanese people because of Pearl Harbor. They're all bombers. I'm not going to take that position. And to tie that performance at the Olympics into the problems we have here, which are in our school systems, with the media, and with the government who is looking to get votes, so they're trying to play along with this whole trans movement. And the trans thing is really the big problem because we have hospitals, we have media, we have politicians all latching on to that, and everybody wants to play in that little sandbox right now for less than 1% of the population, and it's pissing people off. I get it. I watched it. I saw it. I did not really approve of the depiction of the Last Supper. But then again, when I thought about it, who cares? It's a Leonardo. First of all, that picture that Leonardo da Vinci painted never actually took place. So it's a fictional painting to begin with, number one. Number two, they admitted, in what I read recently this morning, that some of the people in that performance knew that was going to get a rise out of people. So what? So 2.5 billion people are upset. So when did Christians and Catholics, it was taken off the table that they were not allowed to make fun or mock them in any way, shape, or form? When did that happen? And who said so? Come on, man. I'm a fucking Catholic. Yeah, and I didn't like it. And at first glance, it's what I saw. I saw the Last Supper. I'm with you guys on that one. But you know what it didn't do? It didn't affect my life, my family's life, my kids' lives. Nobody tried to come through the screen and suck my dick. None of that shit was going on. Nobody was sucking dick at that thing. This is blown way out of proportion. And I think everybody's time is much better served focusing on the election, which is what I've been doing and why I didn't see the opening ceremony when it actually happened. Because I've been watching the politics that's going on in the United States, not a fucking goddamn clown show 4,200 miles away from me. I don't care. And you guys can come after me and attack me all you want, but at the end of the day, when we start saying now we cannot pick on religion, well, then you can't pick on Democrats, and you can't pick on gays, and you can't pick on a lot of people. That doesn't seem rational to me. And I know how smart so many of you all are out there, but you can't just be one way here and stand for this and then turn around and be exactly like the very people you're criticizing. It's fucking ridiculous to me. None of this had a negative effect on our life or our children. You could have turned it off. I get how you can kind of tie it together, but to do that, I think is ridiculous. This isn't the same as a drag show with a fucking pole in a library being done to 6-year-olds. Putting on a performance of 6 years old with transvestites. It's not the same. It's a performance, and men dressing up as women has been happening since the beginning of fucking time. In fact, back in the days, the Roman times, women weren't allowed on stage, but men dressed up as women. But otherwise, we got to get rid of Milton Berle and Tim Conway, Monty Python, Benny Hill, Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, and every fucking heavy metal band in the 80s who wore fucking makeup. Come on. I'm not gonna, the Dag Show is not about hating on all people and all, well, just because I disagree with one group's viewpoint, I'm not gonna hate on them and all of them, because it's not fair. I don't hate anybody. I am not a man who wants to go to bed at night with hate in my heart. My concern when it comes to the religious issue is what kind of relationship do I have with God? Not whether or not some people thousands of miles away did something to potentially offend your position on God. I try to do right with God my way. Now again, I don't really agree with that whole thing. They're trying to put the digs in. So what? It didn't hurt anybody. And you know what? People have every right to express themselves the way they want to, as long as it's not hurting anybody. And that is a perfect example of that. They express themselves. You might not agree with it. It might not fall within your religious belief system. I totally understand that, but they have a right to do it. Nobody got hurt by that. Nobody. No kids had sex changes because of that performance. No kids were put on puberty blockers automatically because of that performance. Nobody's dick was sucked through a screen and forced to become gay because of that performance. So to tie it and say that it's all here and it's all, we're getting way too conspiracy. That's so far conspiracy theory. I don't even want to play on that playground. Fucking stupid. And, I'm not here to offend people. And somebody said I'm part of the fucking problem then if I'm going to agree with this. It was a theatrical performance. Whether it's, most of it was done in Greek mythology, and they used what was the runway in that thing as the Last Supper table from the Da Vinci painting. But I'm not going to let that fucking ruin my day. There's way too much shit going on here in this fucking country that we need to be focused on, rather than whether or not Christians' feelings were hurt. Come on, guys. This is stupid. And if you want to be mad at me and you want to say that, shit all over me, call me names, send me 1,000 fucking messages like I got in my messenger right now about what an asshole I am, and now somehow I'm a fucking liberal, you're ridiculous. It's your choice to stay on my page and follow the Dag Show or not. But I've been pretty staunch since Trump started running his first campaign, a good conservative. That performance was theater, wasn't politics. Not to me. And if you want to make it political in the United States about something that happened in France, go right ahead. But don't drag me down that fucking rabbit hole with you. I'm just not going. And I'm not going to hate on people because you say so. That's wrong. Otherwise, we got to start hating all of us. And if we're going to deem them every fucking gay or trans person a predator, a child predator, then we got to you need to reevaluate the way you fucking think. I'm about fairness. I want to be fair, and I'm being as honest as I could possibly be with you. I'm not deviating from my conservative values or my religious values. My relationship with God and Christianity and the Catholic Church is my relationship with God, Christianity, and the Catholic Church. And I do my best each day to serve that, the purpose that's laid out in the Bible. I do my best. And I'm not going to get all tweaked up about a fucking theatrical performance in France. I love you all. Remember, Why do you think I end my show with be good to one another? Stop the fucking hate, man. If you think this is helping the division by reacting the way you reacted on my page, I hate to see what you're saying everywhere else. A lot of people got a lot of things wrong about this, and a lot of people got a lot of things right. Again, who cares? Nobody fucking cares. It's over. It was 10 fucking minutes. I'm focused on the 3.5 years of bullshit we've been dealing with that has turned our country upside down. Not 10 minutes of a fucking stupid theatrical performance by a bunch of people playing dress up.